All right, a very good afternoon to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Afternoon, Ghana. My name is Annie Fuampofo, and I'm definitely here with Desmond Okweku-Danso, who's going to give us the news details, subsequently. It is the 17th of September 2025, and we'll bring you all the updates breaking across the country. Here on the show today, we'll get into the office of the National Identification Authority, led by Wisdom Kweku-Deku, who is the Executive Secretary for the organization NIA. We'll get into it and understand there are reforms that they've done so far, all the backlogs of the NIA cards released, and those having challenges. I'm sure you tune in and you have the answers to exactly what your challenges are today, once as far as your NIA cards are concerned. Also, there is something happening in Ghana, and that has to do with something called Panest. There's something called Panafest, but today there's another festival called Panest. Ghana is being the host to Panest. Whatever Panest means, we'll have it's about harnessing health, culture, trade, climate change, gender equality, and tourism for sustainable economic growth. So what is this Festac Africa Festival 2025 is about? We'll have the authorities in the studio as well explain to us, so you'll be a part of it as a Ghanaian. But let's cross over to Desmond, who is standing by. Desi, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Annie.
I hope you're well.
I'm well. By God's grace, we're good.
Did you have any maybe student, cousin, friend at Tamale Technical University?
No,
or do you have?
No, I don't think I have any close relation. Yeah, from that university. But of course, we know people, friends who have such relations in the university. And what happened yesterday, we're going to get into the details of that this afternoon.
Okay.
And we understand that.
I would have just told you to call him and plead with him.
And that's whether they're okay.
Because they are asking for
washrooms.
They're asking for better conditions of the student structure or the infrastructure of the school, and yet they are destroying stuff.
Anyway, we'll get into the details of that. It's time for the news updates on Good Afternoon Ghana with me, Desmond Okweku-Danso. So let's take the headlines now. Coming up, the Ghana Police Service says it has restored calm at the Tamale Technical University after Tuesday's riots by students, which led to destruction of properties. We'll be speaking to the GRASAC president. Also coming up, it's day 3 of the final funeral rites of the Asante Hinema Nana Yadon Kunedu, the third members of parliament and other state dignitaries are expected to visit the Menchia Palace. We'll bring you more details. And also, coming up, President Mahama has launched his ambitious Big Push program, a lifeline to some major roads in the country. But what is there to look forward to in the coming months? The details coming up shortly. Stay with us. Hello again, many thanks for joining us. Now, today, the Transport Minister took his stand at the Government Accountability Series, updating the country on some major steps being taken in the sector. Let's take a listen to some of the things he has been saying.
Road fatalities remain a leading cause of deaths in the country, with about 1,504 lives lost in the first half of this year. These preventable deaths can be reduced through behavioral change. To address this, the ministry is taking the necessary steps to amend the road traffic regulations, and when passed, it will help enhance education and enforcement efforts. 7. Operations of MMTL and ISTC. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is committed to revitalizing Metro Mass Transit Limited and Intercity STC Coaches Limited, which are currently in distress and need urgent financial support. We plan to modernize their fleet and upgrade existing infrastructure for efficient service delivery. The MMTL fleet will include 350 Toyota Haze buses, 100 coastal buses, and 50 cargo and parcel trucks. Deliveries will commence at the end of this year through early 2026. Other arrangements are underway to modernize intercity STC fleets in phases, including the introduction of electronic buses for their operations. Railway sub-sector. For fleet and passenger services, creating jobs and boosting local economies and fostering trade. Tema to Mpakadan Railway Line. The 97-kilometer Tema to Mpakadan Railway Line, which is part of a multimodal system connecting Tema Port to Bupe Port via Water Lake, has been completed. However, the viability of the rail line depends on fleet services, but requires further investment in port infrastructure to facilitate the transfer of cargo between rail and the lake. Government has therefore taken steps to develop the line for fleet operations. Western Railway Line. The Western Railway Line spans 330 kilometers from Takoradi to Kumasi, with a branch line extension from Dunkwa to Awasu. Construction on sections of the line, the 22-kilometer Kujokrom to Mansu, 78 kilometers from Takoradi Port to Hini Valley, and 6 kilometers Edom to Kesi have all been halted since December 2024 due to unpaid payment certificates by the previous administration.
So we'll bring you further details when Annie takes over. Now, away from that, the Minister for Roads and Highways, Gavins Agboja, has directed contractors under the Big Push program to secure insurance cover for their projects or risk having these guarantees invoked to fund repairs if necessary.
Mr. President, we told contractors and consultants, everybody who would take part in the Big Push would have to take a very good insurance cover against your project. If you fail, we shall cash the insurance. Mr. President, we told contractors and consultants, everybody who would take part in the Big Push would have to take a very good insurance cover against your project. If you fail, we shall cash the insurance to repair the roads. Both contractors and consultants. And Mr. President, we beg, if any contractor runs to you that we are being tough on him, tell him to go back to site and work, because we shall never be tough on you for nothing. We will only ask you to do the right thing. So all contractors, we are your friends, but you will have to do the work. Let's, once in the lifetime of Ghana, let us do something that we are all proud of. Build roads that last. All those stuck in traffic from...
So that's Gavins Agboja there. Now, away from that, the Northern Regional Police Command says it has restored calm at the Tamale Technical University following what they say is an unlawful demonstration by the students of the school, which led to 3 students and 3 police officers sustaining various degrees of injuries. Let's take a look at the statement from the police. Well, it says that the Northern Regional Police Command has restored calm at the Tamale Technical University following an unlawful demonstration on Tuesday, 16th September 2025. Intelligence received indicated that at about 9 a.m., students numbering about 500 massed up in front of the school's administration block. Upon receipt of the information, a team led by Superintendent Richard Lante Odate was deployed to restore law and order. It was observed that the demonstrating students had set ablaze vehicle ties at the main entrance of the school, that's the Tamasco direction, and in front of the police post, Pausi direction on the main road, as well as in front of the administration block. The students became aggressive upon seeing the police and started pelting stones, which resulted in 3 students sustaining injuries, as well as 3 police officers who are currently receiving treatment at the hospital. No damage to school properties and police facilities were recorded. The team managed to bring the situation under control and restore calm to the school. Meanwhile, a temporary deployment is stationed on the grounds to avert any recurrence. So we'll stay on this and let's speak to the GRASAC president of the Tamale Technical University, Al-Haj, on Zoom right now. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. First off, the police says that your demonstration or whatever that took place yesterday was unlawful. Did you seek the right permits before you held that demonstration yesterday?
Thank you so much, and thank you to your cherished viewers. I think before we staged the protest yesterday, we had written to the police of the Sanarago Divisional Command. We wrote to them.
And what was their response? Did they give you the go-ahead? Hello, Abdul Ganiyu.
Yes, I'm with you.
Great. I'm asking that with the demonstration that happened yesterday, what were you trying to achieve with it?
I think what we wanted yesterday is just there's a zero.
Okay.
So we just wanted to call in the attention of the education minister to see to it that because students of the university are really agitating to know.
And you thought by
our internal generated fund. You say?
I'm asking that, and so you thought by burning tires and all of these things that happened yesterday was going to help with that?
Okay.
Okay. We're having some connection problems as we try to speak to the GRASAC president at the Tamale Technical University, Abdul Ganiyu. We'll definitely get back to him and give us some more details on this. So he's telling us that they wrote a letter to the Sagnarigu police for this particular demonstration. And so we're not sure where the statement from the police coming says that it is unlawful demonstration, but we'll definitely get back to him on that. But okay, let's connect back to him. Ganiyu, can you hear me now?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Great. So I was asking that you were trying to get the attention of management and the education ministry by burning tires and what happened yesterday.
All right. The focus of the protest was just to express our dissatisfaction on how management handles students on campus here. Because for the past years, students have been committing financially to the university, and they feel like whatever that they pay to the university, they should be value for money. They want to see change in the environment. Their lecture halls are at a state that they can't be comfortable observing their lectures. Their hostel facility is something that raises serious concerns. And also the environment as a whole. We are having serious sanitation issues and security issues in the university campus. And day in, day out, university management always wants to upgrade or increase the fee for students. And they are feeling like, no, it's just a financial something that they impose on them. They pay fees to the management of the university, but they don't see anything in return as far as the development of the university is concerned.
So, do you believe that you now have the attention of management?
Okay, I think immediately we ended the protest yesterday. They called us for an emergency meeting. They wrote to us calling us for a meeting. We met them at the meeting. We attended the meeting, and they suggested they will be writing to us on some resolutions that we have raised. There's some concerns that we raised from the petition. They are looking forward to see how they will write a resolution to us, itemizing how they will go by solving those issues. Unfortunately, today we will receive a letter from them, a resolution letter, but it is not capturing some of the details that we indicated in the petition. So at this moment, we'll be meeting with the SRC executives to also write back to management of the university to express our dissatisfaction on the outcome of their resolution letter.
Okay, so if you get to meet management and go through all of these things that you have mentioned and you are not satisfied, are you going to hold another demonstration?
Yes, because we are just starting, because until we want change in the university. So until that is done, we can't sit. We want the university to be like any other university in Ghana. We want management of the university to see and prioritize the development of the university. So until that is done, we can put and quench the fire we are currently setting up. So we are just on, and we are doing this is the beginning.
So there's more demonstration coming up.
That is it. If nothing happens.
Just a final one before you go. Share with us how studying on the campus is like. You're talking about sanitary conditions on campus. How dire is the situation?
All right, what happened is that when you look at the environment, there are a lot of serious gully erosions on the university campus. And also in the environment, there's a serious open defecation. People use the environment because the washrooms are not kept properly. Imagine students coming for lectures and they can't use the washrooms.
Are you saying the students are doing open defecation on campus?
Not only the students, even some others or the outsiders troop in the university campus to free themselves. They use that as a place where they can all pour their waste. So security and sanitation is alarming, seriously, and it is posing serious health risks to our students.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Alhaji Abdul Ganiyu Inusa is GRASAC president at the Tamale Technical University. We'll definitely be saying all that and bring you more of that subsequently. Now to the Ashanti region, and it's day 3 of the final funeral rites of the Asante Hima on the 3rd. Now, many from all walks of life have been paying homage to the late Asante Hima, the Menhyiea Palace, and we understand that today some members of parliament are expected at the palace. Let's connect to Ashanti regional correspondent Abdul Basit Suleiman for the latest. Hello, Basit. Good afternoon.
Desmond, and good afternoon to our cherished viewers.
Great. Basit, is day 3. We understand that some members of parliament are expected today at the gathering. Tell us more.
Yes, today being the 3rd day, today's activity is fully packed. As many dignitaries are expected to appear today to the Menhyiea Palace to pay their respect to the Asante Hima Nana Konadu Adom III. As I speak with you now, many of the ministers of state, MPs and other leaders of political parties have started arriving here. I saw many of the MMDC within the Ashanti region also arriving at the funeral ground just a moment ago. Ashanti regional minister led most of the ministers here. I saw Nana B and other national executives of the New Patriotic Party, as well as former ministers of state, have arrived here. Many are also expected to arrive. Today too is a day that many of the paramount chiefs outside Ashanti region are expected to appear. Just this morning, the paramount chief of Aflao has arrived here, paramount chief of Kintampo, Nkuranza, many of them are just in possession, entering the Menhyiea Palace as I speak with you right now, Desmond. Asante Hene is yet to come and sit on stage to receive all these visitors, but the visitors are going to far past the body of Nana Hima at her residence before coming to pay homage to the Asante Hene at the Deba ground.
We know the message that came from the palace regarding tomorrow and the closure of economic activities. How are the residents taking this?
Well, most of the time, anytime Menhyiea Palace issued a statement in regards to restrictions, the people of Ashanti region adhere to most of these restrictions. I'm saying this because the last funeral of the late Asante Hima, when restrictions was imposed, even you hardly see even lunatics on the street. Almost everybody adhered to this directive. So residents of Ashanti region have taken it as a normal thing for them because they revere the chieftaincy, they revere the Queen Mother's death, and they nobody has ever complained of this. Okay. And yes, indeed, almost everybody will not be allowed to go, but there has been some exception. Food vendors, shop operators are allowed to operate God willing, tomorrow, and other essential services with emergency service, they are allowed to operate tomorrow. But every institution, including school and other government institutions, are not be allowed to operate, God willing, tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much, Abdul Bassett, for the details this afternoon. So that's our Ashanti Regional correspondent. You're still watching the news updates on Good Afternoon Ghana. Now to the Volta region, and tomato farmers in the Agotime Zupa districts of the Volta region say they are on the verge of collapse from huge post-harvest losses to plunging market prices and the devastating impact of climate change. The farmers are crying out for urgent government intervention, including the provision of an irrigation dam and a tomato processing factory to help avert the losses and create a ready market for their produce. Ziope and its surrounding communities are known as the hub of tomato farming in the Volta region. Farming here is done almost all year round, and many families depend entirely on it as their main source of livelihoods. But the current situation is gradually deteriorating, leaving farmers in despair. Farmers say they have nowhere to store their tomatoes after harvesting. This, they lament, is badly affecting their income and making farming unattractive. According to them, this year alone, acres of tomato farms were destroyed by erratic weather patterns, scorching heat, poor rainfall, and drought, resulting in total crop failure.
People, some tomato farming is a year-by crop, so the land will be changing. But this year, we face water problem. One, that's the main problem we face here. One, the market is not good. That's the first point. Second, if you do the goods and the market is not good, you have to pay the workers. So almost if you use that money, the money that, even though that the product is not costing, so after he sell all that products, immediately he has subtracted the workers, by the workers, money out of it. The one that is left for the tomato farmers, it's nothing to help their family.
Somebody's land that you rent for farming, you can't dig a borehole on it. Maybe by next 2 years, they'll take the land from you. So at least we need a dam, a vast dam, so that we can be doing all year round. Very expensive. Tomato seed, like Cobra, before you can do 1 acre of tomatoes, you have to buy 1,800. So we need government to help us so that we can subsidize the cost of the seed, so that we can also do the improved seed like the Sakata, the Cobra. Yes, this is what we need the government to help us so that we can enjoy the farming, because here we are farming a lot.
In a related development, Principal Research Scientist Dr. Michael Kwabnaosei of the CSIR Crops Research Institute visited the area to train the tomato farmers and introduce improved seed varieties that can last longer. Dr. Osei said the new improved varieties will not only enhance yields but also reduce post-harvest losses.
Having, showed them on the field how these vegetables perform, we've tried to cook some of this with the food that we take. For example, in the case of tomato, we fed some of them with jollof, stew, and soup for our farmers to try and.
Now to some good news coming in. At the African Institute of Sanitation and Waste Management, ASWAM has been recognized at the 2025 World Safety Awards held in Lagos, Nigeria. The event, organized by the World Safety Organization Nigeria, took place from the 11th to the 12th of September and honored institutions and individuals advancing safety standards across the sectors. And right now we're going to speak to the head of IT at ASWAM, Ni Obed Ayi, and he is on phone. Obed, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Desmond.
Great.
Good afternoon to your listeners.
Congratulations for the award. Talk to us about what this particular award is for.
Okay. Once again, good afternoon, everybody. Desmond, for the past couple of years, ASWAM has been in the training business, and for a couple of years now, we have been delivering WSO standard certifications in safety. And for over the past 3 years, we have trained over 400 to closely 500 students or experts in the areas of safety. That safety spans across mining industry, the emergency response, sector, the energy sector, the construction business. And for that effort that we have put in, we were recognized for this award.
Okay, great. I mean, with this award coming through, I'm sure lots of amazing things you'll be working on in the coming years.
Yes, as we have just completed this milestone as being an exceptional educational institution with this award, we intend to expand more recently, and we already have plans underway to train more people, especially machine operators, engineers, and then the managers of heavy-duty equipment. And going forward, we incorporate all these safety trainings in them so that at the end of the day, we produce expertise who are rounded in terms of engineering, in terms of operation, in terms of safely handling these machines and reducing the risks to themselves and to their employers. So we have all these measures ahead in our next couple of months, and we'll be running diploma courses with Care University in areas to build sustainability and improve safety across the board.
Okay. And really, how does this position your institute in the SAM region?
Yes, ASUAM has been a fantastic institution for training, capacity building, and as a stepping stone for the areas of business that would have the gap of safety. We have been able to achieve this, and this particular achievement has broadened our scope. And as JOSPON is moving to Nigeria, ASUAM also intends to follow suit and then train more Nigerians in the safely handling of equipment and operations within that space. And we're also expanding to Liberia, Kenya, and Malawi very soon. So ASUAM, we are positioned positively, and we are looking to impact more.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Ni Obed is the head of IT at ASUAM, and they won the award, Education Achievement Award, at the World Safety Awards that took place in Lagos. And definitely, it's a good news coming in. Of course, ASUAM is part of the JOSPON group of companies. Now, let's do health. And Dr. Prince Osei, a medical practitioner, has urged men across the country to prioritize regular medical checkups to help reduce the risk of prostate cancer. Bring you details of that subsequently. That's all for the news. Many thanks for joining us. I am Desmond Okreku. So for more news, log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com. Annie, back to you. And you had the conversation with the GRASAC president.
Yes. So is he the one that approved or that led that routing?
Well, together with the SRC, they came together to put together this demonstration. Yesterday, the SRC secretary spoke when the incident happened. But it's interesting that he's saying that students are engaging in open defecation on campus.
Honestly, I really don't get the I don't get the whole reasoning behind it.
Well, they say that the components of the fees, they're not reflecting on the general infrastructure stuff on campus, so they don't have enough washrooms available. The lecture halls are not good enough, and all of these things. And that is why they say they have been trying to engage management for a while. It's not been happening. They've not been listening to them, and so they decided to demonstrate. But again, if they say they wrote a letter to the police, and the police is saying that it's unlawful demonstration.
Yeah. Because you asked him if the police approved when they sent the notification, and there was no, I think there was no deliberate answer to that. Because the police will give you, it's not that the police will approve or disapprove, but the police will let you know whether they have the capacity to provide safety, security measures for your routing or demonstration, you understand? So if the police did not give you any of that, then it means, it literally means they don't have the, or they have not positioned themselves to provide security within that period of time. I mean, there's a reason. The Constitution has a good reason why it says if you have any reason to demonstrate. You know, in Singapore, yeah, there is one place you can demonstrate. You can't demonstrate in your home. You can't demonstrate in your office.
Really?
You can't demonstrate on any street. There is one major main street in town where you can demonstrate.
Where
you can go there, do all your demonstration. Don't bring it to any corner.
Wow, interesting.
If you try, you're finished.
Well,
yes.
Wait and see what management will say about this.
And as students, if you are student leadership and you can lead a student's body to have your voices heard, it means you can have any other means, but further on destroy properties.
Yeah.
No.
Annie,
no.
Over to you.
Desi, thank you for the news updates. All right, so we'll take a breather here, and then when we come back, we'll get into details of some of the interviews that we have for you, where we definitely will get into the quarters of the NRA, the National Identification Authority, and for them to tell us exactly what has happened with the authority so far, and how far they have gone with some disputes or some misunderstandings they had with some institutions. Also, First Track Africa Festival is on. Festival 2025 also is on, and Ghana is hosting. There is some program going on within the Foreign Ministry. I'm sure we'll get the details of that later. I have some connection to do with this program as well. So let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey him later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah, you go be the luckiest. Go be from Georgia, be luckiest. From Latepia, cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be lucky, luckiest. No better why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God down for boom. If you're poor, what's that? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
DSTV means choosing.
Amazing acting.
Face branding while streaming.
Front row at the gaming and super fanning while on the going. Winning, binging and blockbustering. While others are white ricing, you're jolloffing.
This looks so good.
With something for everyone, anything is possible when you're DSTVing. Start today with all sorts of packages to match your...
What does this day bring, Ata?
Sun all day. Actually, my app says it's going to rain at noon.
I am going to buy my own boat.
Who is with him? Give me my fish.
Hey, you, down here in the bucket.
Me?
Do you see another old man looking at me?
Stop talking and go back to being a fish.
Akwele. You have to stroke it, then poke it.
You want to join?
Yes. We just talk. I'm sorry. Is that not like cool enough for you?
We can only consider a 3-year payback plan.
You think I will die in 3 years?
Papa.
Catfish is very rare. How much?
Priceless.
I need a message first.
Trust me, gambling is like swimming. It's in my DNA.
Where is school? One thing about being Olu is we always value the ones we love.
Alright, come back to Afternoon Ghana. Like I said earlier, there's something that Ghana is doing as a country that has positioned itself in terms of peace and harmonization. I think it stands in a better position almost all the time to be hosting some celebrations within the African continent. And here we go again doing, another, mind-blowing program that's coming up under the auspices of the Ghana Tourism Authority, of course, with the overall supervision by the Ghana Tourism Ministry, right? So Ghana, for that matter, Accra is expected to play host to yet another festival, and barely a month after Panafest and Emancipation Celebration. At this time, the whole of Africa is descending and converging in Accra from Sunday, September 21 to 2025 for Fiestac Africa Festival. Now, it is also expected to bring together Africans and people of African descent to promote and cement Africa's legacy. So remember, last week we had a discussion, not last week, Monday, we had a discussion about something that the Foreign Affairs Ministry was doing in agreement with the USA, receiving Africans who were deported from US. They are not from Ghana, but from African countries. And the minister had gone every length to defend that decision because Africa is looking at unity. And if we really want to bond, you can't look at the face of your colleague African and say, well, he's not from Ghana, so we're not taking him. But we have actually taken, some Africans, which we are making arrangements to take them back into their country. So those all are part of the arrangements. Now, this one also says that the call, which falls in line with this year's theme, harnessing health, culture, trade, climate change, gender equity, and tourism for sustainable economic growth, is aimed at strengthening unity among Africans and also taking its rightful place in the world of politics. When we say politics, a lot of you think so wild. Politics is having a voice to speak, that's all, right? So Fiestac Africa Festival 2025 is more than an event. It is also the biggest Pan-African festival bringing together culture, commerce, and collaboration to drive sustainable development and create the largest trade market space during the festival week. Now, the chairman of the festival, Engineer Yinka Abioye, is actually at the launch of the event earlier today, said that the 7-day celebration will be more than an event. And he has actually joined us here in the studio to explain to us what more than an event means. Mr. Abioye, you're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Good to be here.
Good to have you in the studio. I hope the Tourism Authority is also doing well.
Wonderfully
the
well.
organization is actually, last night, I took the chance or the time to comb around the central part of Accra and some of the hotels that we have to check their intake or the spaces they have, because I was also arranging for a number of people that were traveling down, and I called about 3-4 hotels, all of them booked out. Alisa Hotel, that's just right here.
Yes.
The one that's near Bank of Ghana, what's it called?
Which one is that?
oh, forgotten this hotel's name. Kempinski is booked. So I could tell that, okay, something is happening. So I asked them, are you in taking, some other people? And they said, oh, some conferences. I said, oh, okay. But it was good for me, even though you struggle to get spaces for your visitors. But I think your program is also accounting to
people are arriving.
People are arriving.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, so you're welcome once again. Okay, so tell us about the festival, first of all. Let's have a feel of what it is. Festac Africa Festival 2025.
Thank you very much for having me on your program. And thank to all the listeners and the watchers out there. I'm actually very happy to hear what you said about doing the search on the street and finding out the hotels are booking up. And I also like the fact that you said, well, you can't be selfish and say, I want my own event, but the rooms are filling up. I think as an African, we have to be happy anytime our countries or our environment gets something positive. So getting a lot of people in Ghana, it is a positive thing. And those are what we are trying to build on. I was going to go back to something as you said also while you were doing your introduction. Africa time is now. Africa is not the future. Africa is now.
What did I say, future?
No, you didn't say that. You actually said something about the need for all of us to come together.
Okay.
And I'm actually buttressing what you said and agreeing with what you said, because when you look at the continent today, and when you say the continent, we are now six regions, right? And the sixth region is the diaspora. So when you talk Africa now, Africa is actually the world with the in there. So if we're going to take our rightful place on earth today, we have to look at the composite of everything that brings all of us together to make us one. So thank you for asking me to come online today or in studio today to talk to you about Festac. So the Festac Festival actually is the oldest festival that our mothers and fathers in the late 50s and early 60s, when we were talking about coming out of colonialism, put together there to help us come together and remove the imaginary line that was drawn to separate us.
To separate us.
The first festival actually happened for 1 month, in the month of April, in Dakar, Senegal.
Oh, okay.
It was held by the then His Excellency Leopold Sédar Senghor, who was the leader of Senegal at the time. Festival lasted for a month and supposed to be a program that moves around every 2 to 4 years. And the big objective around that, yes, it is an art and culture promotion as a platform to put all of us together, but more than anything else, if it moves around, it also means it's going to encourage tourism and movement, which allows all of us to come together on the continent as one. The second festival was supposed to happen in Nigeria a couple of years after 1966. Unfortunately, in 1967, Nigeria had a civil war. And which lasted for about 3 to 4 years, and it was not able to happen. The second one happened in 1977 in Nigeria, and it was the biggest gathering of our people. And when I say that, I said our people, meaning people from almost 70 countries, at a time when Africa did not even have 50 countries, which meant almost 1/3 of people that came there are from countries outside
the continent
of the home continent. Another big thing that happened back then was that it was for 1 month in January, but it was also a festival that saw 29 head of states in one country at a time. And you know the work of hosting one head of state in a country. Hosting 29 is a lot. It was also a time that saw over 100,000 visitors at a time when we didn't have internet, and there was no social media and also no cell phones. It was a time also where you had a lot of big names in entertainment and arts to bring us together. It was a time when we had I'm Black and Proud. Unfortunately, the festival was supposed to move around to other nations. But with all the distractions that our continent had in the 70s, festival actually died for 45 years.
Oh my goodness.
We have resurrected the festival. We resurrected the festival 3.5 years ago. We did the first one in Zanzibar, the island of Zanzibar. We did the second one in Arusha, Tanzania. We did the third one in Kisumu, Kenya.
Zanzibar, that was 3
That's the island.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
That's 2022.
2022, right?
2023, Arusha. 2024, Kenya. And by the grace of God, next week, 2025, in Accra, Ghana.
So I had a couple of friends who were traveling to Zanzibar, I think 2022, and I was wondering, oh, what's going to Zanzibar? Why everybody saying I'm going to Zanzibar, I'm going to Zanzibar? So now I understand.
So and it's interesting. I'm actually, seems like you are my salesperson for today. Because when we put the program together in 2022 in Zanzibar, it was just after COVID.
Yeah.
And it was a time when people were not coming together, standing next together.
Yeah.
So we took the risk on saying, post-COVID, if Africa was going to take its rightful place on earth, the time was then.
Okay.
So we made the bold move to start the festival in Zanzibar in 2022, and we've been riding high since then. So what happens here in Ghana come Sunday all the way to the weekend? We've got an entourage coming out of Nigeria. We want to do a first ever cross-country float.
Okay.
Typically when you go to your Trinidad and Tobago or Jamaica, the floats are usually from one end of the city to the other.
I'm sorry, but let me ask, do we have Udemaya on the team?
We don't have Udemaya.
You better go and get him because he likes floats like that.
If you have his number, call him. Tell him he's welcome.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's promoting Africa is welcome in what we call the new Africa.
Yes, definitely.
And we have to be bullish about it.
Yes.
So the entourage comes in and arriving here on Saturday to meet at the Accra Sports Stadium and then get the festive started. On Sunday, the national government has some programs in celebrating Dr. Nkrumah's birthday. So we are going to join along with that program. Come Monday, we're going to start with the speeches in the morning, and then this festival floats from there. So what is the festival about? The festival has 3 ethos: inclusion, changing lives, and getting everyone to come together to be one. Okay? Impact people's lives, inclusion, and changing lives. In terms of inclusion, the festival includes everybody. So take your 2-year-old child. There's going to be a jumping jack area at the Nationalism Park for the children.
Okay.
If your grandpa is 90 years old, there will be board games for the older people at the Nationalism Park. Also, it includes everybody, young, old, men, female, and everybody else. Additionally, it also includes people with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
We intentionally put programs in there to make sure we capture everybody. That's inclusivity. Okay? In terms of impacting lives, there are programs designed to impact people's lives. So, for example, we have free health care, free health checks for different, your eyesight, your kidney check, your prostate check, your breast check, breast cancer check, and all those things, planned all at the Independence Square from Monday to Saturday. And we are partnering with a few hospitals in town, like Kolebu, St. Michael's, Bank Hospital, UGMC, and the likes, and a bunch of other organizations that support those type of initiatives. So in terms of changing lives, we also designed the program where there's a part for exhibitions. Because one of the things that is happening on our continent is we don't understand one another enough. And the reason why is because we don't travel one another's countries enough. So tourism is a big part of what we are doing, and that's why we are partnering with Ghana Tourism Authority.
It makes me want to even add that when you go onto other African countries or some other African countries, you realize that the languages are similar. So I watched one video of Woody Myers, various videos where there was one of the African countries he went, and there was someone called Ama. And it was interesting. Ama, how? I mean, I thought I was unique, but I think that uniqueness transcends across Africa, where we have a lot of similarities with names, with languages, and stuff like that?
We are one. I think I was in a meeting, not a meeting, an event a few days ago, and somebody was about to speak, and the guy goes, Ago. Well, believe me, Ago is spoken all the way from Nigeria, all the way to Guinea.
Oh.
So, I mean, over the years, it has transcended into welcome, open the door, I'm coming, right? But it's the same word that's gone through. So we are one. And what we are trying to do through the relationship with Ghana Tourism Authority, and of course under the auspices of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, is to use tourism as a platform to bring people together, all of us together on the continent and outside of the continent, because there's only way we can get along and we can have an increased intra-Africa trade is only if we do tourism. Because if you don't know what I have in my village, you will never buy anything from me. And we also sit back and said, intra-Africa trade has been 15% for the last 30 plus years. Well, we don't travel one another's villages. So if you travel my village, that item you are buying directly or through a broker from another continent, you can buy directly from me, and you and I can share the margin between. Yeah. So on the longer run, while we all come together, intra-Africa trade will increase, and Africa as a continent will get stronger and will get better. And that's the whole premise around it.
When it comes to tourism, the last time the media met the president of Ghana, and I think the question of tourism was raised. His answer was not encouraging. That I think at some point 50% of his answer was Ghana is a good place, it's peaceful, people love here, but feedback normally from visitors is that the services in Ghana are poor. So you go into a hotel and the receptionist is very rude, you buy from a shop and the attendant is very rude, and stuff like that. I don't know if that cuts across, some more African countries. And as we go around taking these programs across the continent, we want to reap something positive that will benefit the whole continent.
It was great to hear that the #1 person in the country is concerned enough to say that.
Yeah.
And we've read on what the President Mahama's dream is of the nation. It's 2 million plus people in Ghana. It's 24-hour economy and all that kind of stuff. Those are the things, the background that is needed to be laid. I don't think the issue of the need to increase customer services is limited to only Ghana. I think it's across country.
Okay.
There are some other countries that are very, very heavily focused and dependent on tourism. Mm-hmm. So they've made a lot of efforts to do a lot of things. One thing I know from my interaction with GTA over the last few months is that they are actually putting programs together, which they have started, in actually training the people in the industry. And that's the only way you can do it. You have to have a generic training where everybody is taught the basic things. And don't forget, as customers, the first thing is you enter a place, do they say good morning or good afternoon? The greetings. Once you get the greetings, you've done 50% of the work. The next thing is, how can I help you? Yeah. So those are basic things. And I'm sure,
so for example,
the program that what GTA is doing would eventually uplift that and make
and I hope so, because maybe a practice as basic as you call a restaurant to place order for food, and maybe you call Annie Restaurant. Once I pick the phone, I should be able to tell you, hello, this is Annie Restaurant.
Yes.
So I will pick and go, hello, and I'm on the phone.
Yes.
And in particular, I will stay on the phone until you mention where you are actually speaking from. I will never speak even though I know where I have called. You understand? So there are some basic things, but I wonder if this Ghana Tourism Authority training, so-called, is going to help.
Definitely. So I actually happen to be a trainer.
Okay.
And I'm an expert in how adults learn.
Okay.
And I've looked at the program that GTA has in helping the service industry improve. It would definitely help. Because when you want to do customer service training, you have to go back to what they call basics. It's those little things that you do that will make the impact. And we have seen we've seen the impact. Do you know the other thing is this? good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Metro TV, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is, how can I help you?
Yeah.
So when you get those three things down, at least you relax as the client or the customer, and then you can express what you want to do.
Right.
And so those are the things that they are doing right now. And I'm sure over time, the level of services will go up.
Is there, can we, put in some punishment measures and stuff like that? Or it's really not necessary?
I think you need carrot and the stick. But the authority can only give training. And part of the training for the owners of the business is how to put the stick there. Because you have to, first of all, recruiting is a very big thing. And a lot of times on our continent, we recruit our relatives. And they might not even be the right person for the business. So helping them to also understand how to recruit, how to train, how to develop, and how to grow their business is also part of what will grow the service level.
I was just trying to do, a bit of research, because what I picked up also in Dubai, and some of these things I pick them when I travel around just to see test the best practices. I know that in Dubai, you as a citizen cannot be rude to a foreigner or a tourist. You can't afford to do that, because once it's reported, you'll be in trouble.
So I'm aware of what you're saying.
Okay.
But they also have a system to control all those things.
Exactly.
But they've also invested a whole lot more, and they are more advanced than a lot of the countries in Africa.
Okay, so
we can't knock ourselves like that.
Okay.
It takes a while. Even what you are talking about, there's a people in Egypt, they call them the tourism police.
Oh.
Okay? So there are people that go around that, first of all, there are people that look at foreigners and then price item differently for them. So if you tell the people, I'm going to report it to the tourism police, they will be careful. So a lot of this is just training. And I'm sure over time, things would improve.
Okay.
I mean, the infrastructure is improving. Economy is getting strong. People are actually overall very welcoming in Ghana.
Okay.
And that's the first thing why people come. So we just need to keep building on that. Okay. And over time, we can make a whole lot of returns based on tourism.
So what's the name of the institution itself carrying this program?
The Festac Africa Renaissance Company is the one carrying the program, and along with GTA.
Africa Renaissance Company?
Yes.
Okay. So that's carrying the Festac Africa Festival.
That's correct.
And this is 2025. GTA definitely is in collaboration under the auspices of the Ghana Tourism Ministry. Your last words before I let you go.
I'm happy to be in Ghana. I'm asking everyone there to join us at the Independence Square come Monday. We're going to have a good time. Come and get free.
Just a quick one.
Okay.
The float. You've mentioned who is part, but
Yes.
it's going to be where?
So they'll be coming out of Lagos to arrive at the stadium on Saturday.
Okay.
The Accra Sports Stadium. I would be wrong if I don't mention some of the agencies that have jumped up to participate in this, because they've also invested a lot of time on this. The National Sports Authority and the Ministry of Tourism have done a great job in supporting this. Actually, from the noise we've made, I don't know if you know FIBA or not. FIBA is the basketball. FIBA is actually bringing the West African 3-on-3 basketball to Accra, Ghana next week because of Festac. So we have a whole lot of people coming in, bringing sports, bringing health services, bringing free pharmacy all over the world, a lot of support from the US. So that's big. We're having a Durbar of Chiefs to also know that we promote our indigenous platform and leadership. And then we have the arts. So we also want to use the platform to promote and make sure our artists get recognized while they are alive, not while they are dead. It's going to be a wonderful week. Don't miss out.
How do people follow through if they want every day? And it's
www.festacafrica.org. www.festacafrica.org. But then also on all social media at Festac Africa.
Okay.
At Festac Africa on almost all social media.
Okay, at Festac Africa. So that's how you can actually follow through the program if you really want to have fun with it. The dress code for the float is what?
Dress African. So,
okay.
So, It's an African week, so dress African. On Monday, we have a special program called Dinner in the Dark in support of the Ghana Blind Union and having 2 hours of food eating in the dark. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but if you've never done it before, it's a beautiful thing to do. On Tuesday, we start the conferences through Thursday. On Wednesday is South Africa versus Zimbabwe barbecue competition. Who has the best barbecue? And of course, on Friday, Nigeria is going to beat Ghana in jollof rice. That's a jollof rice competition on Friday. I heard Nigeria beat Ghana a couple of weeks ago. Nigeria
only imported the biggest bowl to cook something like gari. It was not rice.
Hey, that's a shot.
So
that is a shot.
It was not, that thing we saw was gari.
So that's happening Thursday.
Was gari.
Is in addition to your white African outfit, come with white because it's a peace day. And then on Friday is the fashion day where we have 12 African fashionistas all over Africa showing their work.
Right.
It's going to be a wonderful week.
It will be a beautiful, colorful week, I'm sure, with all African countries involved. So you want to be a part of it. Engineer Yinka Abioye. It's nice to have you in Ghana. You're very welcome. Have you eaten fufu yet?
Well, I know fufu more than you.
Have you eaten Ghana jollof?
I went back with Auntie Muniz Wache, so I'm a local man here. So I go back a long way. I can cook it for you.
No, don't cook. I won't eat it. Thank you very much, sir, for
You're very
coming.
welcome.
You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana. Let's take a quick breather. When we come back, we'll take a ride into the office of the NIA. We're back shortly.
Branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again? Now I understand the whole delay. Trotro from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obey you later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go feel the luckiest. Go feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God the apple boom. If you put it toy, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Sister, me dad, dear Betsy, be an amium, I could eat that. Me many tears, some of them is a camera set. Sika, sit there to the moon. Did you see a moon? Baggy the one there. So, what you say bag number? One number to show. Wow.
That's a minute from you, and I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the program. So we're going to the NIA office, but engage us a bit, on one quite an important program the president embarked on yesterday in the Volta region. So the Big Push agenda launched by President John Dramani Mahama yesterday in Afenya in Ho promises to transform Ghana's infrastructure landscape, and also Volta region is set to benefit significantly from this $10 billion initiative. Now, we focus on enhancing connectivity, economic development, and job creation. The program aims to improve road networks, agriculture, health, education, and sports infrastructure across all 16 regions, including the Volta region. And we're saying the Volta region because there were times where, infrastructures were distributed across the country and some regions were left out. We don't know till now. We don't know if it was a mistake or it was an omission, whatever it is, but it includes every region, 16, all of them will benefit. So key projects in the region may include road construction and upgrades, such as the Atimpoku, Sikuma, Anyarese, Denu Aflao stretch, which was also part of the sword cutting ceremony. Let's speak with the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, who has joined us via phone on this program that was launched by the president yesterday. Honorable, thank you for your time, and you're welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana.
Good afternoon, and it's my pleasure joining you.
And congratulations for the successful launch yesterday.
Thank you.
Now, tell us how, first of all, the people of the Volta region felt, when that region was chosen for the launch of this huge program.
Thank you very much, and let me say good afternoon to your audience. We are so much grateful to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for breaking the grounds yesterday for the commencement of the Big Push project, which is going to transform the economy of the region. This project is unprecedented, and the region is so much happy and thankful to His Excellency the President because 8 years ago, in the immediate past administration, when, as you rightly put it, years were declared year of roads, part 1, part 2, yet Volta region never saw any road captured under the emergency road project as far as President Nanado government was concerned. And it was as if they were so much allergic to road infrastructure in the Volta region. His Excellency President Mahama, in the last election, in fact, even 2020 election, did make the promise. Unfortunately, as he put it, there was a miscarriage. And fortunately, in 2024, we won the election massively. And lo and behold, yesterday was one of the days in the life of the Volta region that we will never forget, when His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama came to cut the sword for the construction of the road. And these roads are so dear to the people of the Volta region because the roads have deteriorated over the years, and as I indicated earlier, no attention was given to these roads, like Atimpoku to Asikuma roads, the Asikuma junction to Anyawase, and then Anyawase, Ho Titrino Road, Ho Guinness Depot to the airport area, and then Ho Betwe Road, Betwe to Avafiarenigba, up to Aflau, and other roads that were mentioned by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama yesterday as a priority project. And then the economic corridor route from Aflau up to Ho and beyond. And then also from Peve to Have and then to Hohwe on the Eastern Corridor route. This is not just a road. We are talking about connectivity, we are talking about economic transformation, agriculture and agri-business. We are talking about improvement in our tourism sector in the Volta region. So the people of the Volta region yesterday actually demonstrated their appreciation to His Excellency the President for keeping faith with the good people of the region, because just 9 months in office, President Mahama has delivered on very significant projects like the road infrastructure and talking about the sea defense project at Agave.
Hello, Mr. Minister. Hello, sir. Okay, we're having a discussion with James Gunu, who is the Volta Regional Minister. He was just briefing us, on the launch of the Big Push infrastructure program that was launched by the president in the area, starting with Winya, Ayekuma, Dodowa, and Tema Aflao Road. His Excellency is committed to, doing all that. He said that the initiative, a major campaign promise on which the National Democratic Congress NDC won the 2024 elections, was aimed at closing Ghana's annual infrastructure gap of $1.5 billion, especially in the road sector. So the sword cutting is the first, but we're also going to cut sword for 5 different areas to mark the start of the whole Big Push program. Now, the President Mahama also said that the sword cutting ceremony, the Big Push touches on 16 regions in the country, and then every region is also going to benefit from its share. So it's not going to be that some regions will be left out. Of course, we don't want to hear that every region will benefit, but then in the end, some regions might not even see any development. It looks like the infrastructure or the roads that were mentioned were huge, programs that are going to happen. Let's see the success of it. Mr. Minister, are you back? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, as I was saying, this is more than road. We are talking about connectivity, because this road, for instance, from Atimpoku down to Aplau, is connecting 7 municipalities and districts. That is Ketu South, Ketu North, Akachi North, Agotime Zope, Adaklu, Ho and Ho West. So it's going to transform the economy of the region entirely. And
you seem to be praising His Excellency for the program launch. It's just a launch.
Yes, but the commitment is very high. If we have had just a launch, as you put it, in the past, we wouldn't have been where we are today.
Oh, but, I can assure you that as a news agency, we recorded a lot of launches.
When? Under President Mahama?
No, under President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, but nothing like that happened in our region. And you just recall how a national budget was prepared and Volta region was left out of their national budget, as if we never existed, on the map of Ghana. I don't want to, let people remember the pain, the drought, the development drought that we went through as a region. And today, we are seeing very significant improvement within 9 months. Within 9 months, His Excellency President Mahama has cut the sword for the construction of the Phase 2 Sea Defense, Blekusu Sea Defense Project. And as we speak, the contractors are on site constructing the Sea Defense Project. That has brought hope to the good people of Asala, Kopa, Muchinu, and Agaveji areas. And this project is taking 8 kilometers along the coast to protect the coast from these tidal waves. Then His Excellency the President has also gotten a Chinese grant of $30 million for the construction of Aflau Market, which he promised the good people of Aflau. And today, we have contractors on these routes already delivering.
Let me ask.
His Excellency the President yesterday indicated to the good people of the country that he is establishing the Big Push Secretariat, where he himself will be monitoring progress of work at these various sites.
So I was actually coming to that point because the sector minister made a very serious or sent a caution to contractors who were getting, cuts in this particular project, that they should go for insurance to attach to their contracts because they will make sure that we get value for money. So I was going to ask you that as a regional minister, what arrangements you're making to ensure monitoring and evaluation. But once this secretariat is set up, it means that we will have assurance of quality of work.
Yes, that is part of our job as a regional coordinating council. We are supposed to coordinate and supervise all government policies and programs, as well as developmental initiatives in all municipal and metropolitan municipal and district assemblies. What His Excellency the President has said is going to add a lot of weight to our work to ensure there is proper supervision. So I was telling my people in the region yesterday, just this morning on another platform, that once His Excellency the President is monitoring progress of work, if there is pilfering of materials meant for this project, those who are found of, stealing materials meant for projects like this must be watchful because His Excellency the President will be monitoring. So we must all commit ourselves to the cause of ensuring that there is value for money, there is quality of work, and His Excellency also charged the contractors to employ young engineers who have just come out of school and looking for jobs. A lot of them, including artisans, they will be getting jobs in the region.
Right. Because of time, let me just pause here, but can you give me updates? Have you been briefed about the Volta region disaster that we recorded about 2 years ago, with a spillage that affected a number of people and their relocation and structures or makeshift structures that we're making for them? Do you have updates on that disaster?
Are you talking about the
Akosombo Dam spillage? Yes.
Yes, His Excellency has made a commitment, and the finance minister has adequately budgeted for a compensation of victims, and the process is going on to ensure that victims of this disaster are properly taken care of.
Right. Mr. Gunu, we'll leave it here. I'm sure we'll have an extensive one with you another time when we can actually get you in the studio. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, who has brought us up to date with exactly what happened in the region. Let's go into the office of the NIA and engage the executive secretary of that particular office. There's been reforms. Most of the institutions are telling us about their reforms, so we want to understand what is with the NIA as well. Wisdom Kwekuteku has joined us here in the studio. Welcome, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Please, what's a cap? Is that an advert?
Which one?
Is it for
it's NIA?
Ah, okay. Okay. I just wanted to be sure.
If you are doing adverts free of charge for us.
Oh, no, I mean, you're here, so if your cap is there, it's fine.
Okay,
I thought it was a different...
No, it's NIA.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome
you,
too.
Lydia. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
It's been a long time.
Yes, quite some time. I think the last time we met was
during the unfortunate incident.
Yes, the funeral of the unfortunate incident. All right. So first of all, let's go through straight to your office. Since you took office in January, February?
Yeah, January.
January. Okay.
Yes.
What have you been doing so far? What did you meet in the office? What have you done? And what are you looking at?
Okay. Thank you very much. And good afternoon to your viewers. I think before I start, I need to send greetings to my management and my board and the staff of the authority for the good work they are doing in registering Ghanaians and making sure that everybody gets his or her Ghana card. But before that, yesterday was National Identity Day, which we celebrated yesterday. And it's a campaign that has been established by ID for Africa. And their main aim is to get global recognition on the 16th September to underscore the need to have a verifiable proof of identity for all. And the dates that we've chosen, that is the 16th September, is symbolic because if you go to the UN Sustainable Development Goal 16.1, it talks about legal identity for all, and including birth registration, so by 2030. So if you check the date aside for the celebration is 16th September every year, and we just want to get global recognition so that governments can also set aside that particular day to celebrate about identity, because identity, as we say, is not a luxury, it's a necessity in accessing government services. So should I say belated Identity Day to everybody?
So, happy belated Identity Day.
Yes, it is important. And, per the UN SDG, we are supposed to achieve a certain goal by 2030. Lucky NIA has gone far with it. When we started in 2019, we were supposed to, the total adulthood that was from 15 years and above, we were supposed to get close to 19.6 million. But as we speak now, NIA has registered close to 90 million. That means we are almost there. Now it's left with those who are below 15 years, which was kickstarted last year. And I'm happy to announce today that those who registered the kids, that is the 6 to 14 years, that started the mass registration around October last year, but it stopped. We couldn't issue the cards instantly for them. We've been able to print all the cards in collaboration with our technical partners, IMS2, we thank them, and NHIA.
So it says that the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, that addresses identity is target 16.9, which calls for
identity for
all.
Legal identity for all.
Including
and
birth registration by 2030.
Yes. Hey, you are Googling to check whether it's correct.
Well,
no.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's my job.
Yes, it's your job. I know. Okay, so we did the registration last year. That was for 6 to 14. We registered over 350,000 kids. But unfortunately, we couldn't print the cards for them due to technical challenges. But we've been able to print the cards for them, and we've been sent to the districts and to their schools. So hopefully, unfortunately, I think 22nd is a holiday. So 23rd, the kids who registered in 2024 will be able to get their cards instantly. They are going to issue the cards back to them. After that, we've budgeted for it that we'll do the continuous registration next year. We are estimating that in total we will register from 6 to 14, about close to 6.9 million people to be registered, the kids. We will be going back to their schools to register them. And those registrations are done free of charge. But in the meantime, if you're a parent...
Because they're babies?
No, even adults, it's free of charge.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I will come to that one. So what it means is that if you're a parent and you think that you need to have the card for your kids, you can walk into any of our premium centers, any of our 15 premium centers. But that one you pay $310. But if you don't have the money, you have to wait for NIA to come to you next year so that we can print it for you free of charge. Now, you talked about...
How do you come to me in my home?
No, we go to the schools, the various schools.
Okay.
Yes. When you even talked about home, we have home service too.
Oh.
That's the household registration. So if you go to NIA or you call our online services, you can, for example, if you think you have misplaced your card or you want to do registration, you can apply it. NIA will come to your house or your office and do that's what we call the institutional registration and household registration.
Okay.
You pay a fee and we'll come to your house and do the registration for you. But let me take note here. If you go to any of our districts, registration, if it's a first timer that you are coming to register, it's free of charge. You don't pay anything. But if you go to our premium centers, you pay $310. If you go to our district to do replacement, it's 125 cedis. If you go to our premium centers, it's $420. If you are doing an update of your information, that will mandate that they print a new card for you. At the district, you pay 60 cedis. But if you go to our premium centers, you pay 355 cedis. When I assumed office, there was a backlog of about 640,000 cards.
Yeah.
That since 2023, they couldn't print them because government was owing the private partner and they couldn't give them blank cards. But the good thing is that I had to call on the private partner, that is IMS, to let me use the opportunity to thank them for releasing the 700,000 cards for us to print all the
same company that
Yes.
we went into agreement with?
Yes.
You were able to convince them?
Yes, but I'm a new person, so at least
they're more flexible
They were more flexible. Because I promised them that I'm going to put in some measures to make sure that, not that the
You
previous
release their
person
funds.
didn't do that, but I just wanted I promised them that I'm a young person that have come, so I cannot fail. So they had to find a way, grounds for me
For
small.
you.
So they gave me 700,000 cards, and I made sure that I printed all the cards. We printed Greater Accra, Volta, and OT, but the rest, if we were to still print it from the head office, it's going to delay. So what we did was to send it back to all the districts, and they were all able to print the cards, and we gave them additional blank cards to print. And so as we speak now, if you go to any of our district centers, they should be able to issue you new cards. If you are going to register for the first time, they should be able to issue you new Easter card. Now again, with the premium centers, as you are sitting here, Annie, now if you have not registered for the Ghana card, you can sit at the comfort of your home, your office, and go online. That is register.nia.gov.gh, where you can fill in to visit any of our premium centers. Now, the premium centers that we are doing now for the online services, we piloted it with Greater Accra, and it was good. So we've expanded it to Ashanti region, Northern, Eastern, Volta, and not NOT. No, it's Ashanti, Northern, and Eastern.
Okay.
So once you do that, you can go there and just do your registration, and they will issue you the card instantly. And that one, you don't pay any additional fee apart from the $310 that you have to pay for the first timer. So those are the things that we've done.
So it's when you've misplaced your card that you pay $125
At the districts.
at the district level when you've misplaced
your card. But at the premium service centers, you pay for 20 cedis.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the 700 cards
Blank cards.
or 600 and something, the backlog that you had to clear. We've seen the stories. In fact, we've run the stories.
Yes.
Have you really cleared all that?
Yeah, we've cleared all the backlogs.
So nobody has a card with you?
We have over about 600 cards that we've printed that the people, 600,000 cards that we've printed that people have not come for the cards. But some of them have already gone for replacements. You know, if I come to Metro TV today and do registration and go back and print the cards and come back, the likelihood that if I register 10 people, the likelihood that if I come, I'll get the 10 people back here again. It's low. It's not assured. So I'll get, so some people have still not gone for the cards. We've sent messages, the phone numbers they used to do the registration, we send messages to them, and we've informed them where they can pick their cards. But still, some have not gone for it. I'm sure probably, unfortunately, some may have died. Some have not seen the interest of going for the Ghana card again, because I think it becomes only essential when you are going to access government services and the demand for the card. That's why you rush for it. So we are still doing our best to make sure that
But that's really a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It means that there should be a system that will be able to produce instant cards.
Yes,
Once
well,
you come, you clear it.
No, we are doing instant cards, but you see, technology, there are times that technology may down, so you may register the person and ask him, please come back tomorrow for the cards. But the person may go and may not even come back again. So those are the challenges that happens. But as we speak now, every district and all our premium centers, if you go there, anybody tells you that you should go and come back again, please call our call center number. We have a team, a dedicated team that are on standby. I'll get it for you. Get it for you. We have a dedicated team that will solve the issue, whether really those places are having technical challenges that they need you for them to inform you to come back later on. So there are a lot of things, the reforms that are going on. For example, when I assumed office at the NIA, there was the CCTV access control security was not the best, to my knowledge. People could go to NIA and just walk in through up to the data center. And I don't blame the former executive secretary for that, because if you're an executive secretary, and your background, he was more of a legal person. So if anybody advises him on technical issues, he will take some time before he does it. So just like me, if anybody comes to me with legal things, I have to take time before I do it. So immediately, I needed to restore all those things. So I remember I called my procurement officer and asked him, all these things that we are supposed to do, how much would they cost us? He came back and told me it would cost us about 2.1 million cedis. And I said, hey, where am I going to get this money from? But lucky, I had to fall on my corporate institutions like IPMC, Margins, and other people to come and assist us. And lucky, I might say that we've been able to do all that the cost that the government was supposed to pay to refurbish NIA for those security systems, we've been able to do it at no cost to government.
At no cost to government?
Yes, it was through corporate social responsibility. I was on them. Come and do CCTV for me. So now we have over CCTV.
And what did they get in return?
No, they're already working with NIA. And they are doing corporate responsibility outside. So I was telling them that.
So you direct
I said it was time for you to do it with us. Because, for example, IMS2, they are private technical partners.
Yeah.
And they were doing corporate institutions. You always see them sponsoring other people to come and do things for them.
IMS is all over the place.
Yes, they're sponsoring people. You see IPMC sponsoring people. They are maintenance. ESS doing other things. Now, NIA, we too, we are in for the 8 years. Come and do it for us.
We need sponsorship.
And we need sponsorship. So they came and in good faith, they did all that for us at no cost to NIA. So now if you come to NIA, you have to pass through a lot of security before you go there. Just 2 days ago, they've now installed the main entrance, the automation gate. They've done it there, the 10-star for security. Now, when you enter, if the security does not, but
it was like
yes.
I mean, a lot of people were there.
Yes.
You know, the whole place was crowded. Yes. People were standing in the streets.
Yes.
And it was all like very chaotic.
Yes.
You know.
In fact, when I got there, I said the only difference between NIA, sorry to say Makola, was that Makola people were using, NIA was using computers.
Yeah.
That was the only difference.
Yeah, but it's not even sorry, because Makola is a market.
Market.
So it's really, sometimes there's some disorder.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but now if you come to NIA, I'm sure you will see a lot of, you'll be surprised yourself. A lot of things have changed over there because we have to put it in that nationalistic security zone, whereby I think because if NIA should go down now, it's a total security breach. Because per the LI 211 that was passed in 2012, the Ghana card is a mandatory document that you use to access any government services. Without it, you can't get bank services. You can't get your passport, DVLA, and insurance and other things. So a lot of reforms is currently ongoing.
And very soon you might not be able to vote.
Vote with your Ghana card. That one is government policy.
I'm just asking.
It's government policy.
So you don't know anything
I don't know
about
yet.
it. Okay.
So it's government will determine whether
Okay.
we should use the Ghana card to
To
do
vote.
votes or not. That one
Okay.
is beyond me.
I think I'm dragging him into an area he doesn't want to go. Anyway, let me read this. So this was I think it was in 2024.
Okay.
If I'm right, yeah, 2024. Baumia, Dr. Baumia officially launched the Ghana card number at birth system on Thursday, March 14, 2024. So is it the same you
Yes,
spoke
that was what I was
about?
talking. That was the 0 to 5 years. You know what?
Because we remember we ran a story where it was launched, but cards were not issued.
Yes. So the whole concept was that once you are born, you are supposed to be issued an identification number and not give you the card itself, because by then your fingerprint has not yet matured.
Okay, yeah.
So we can't take your fingerprints. And the science even tells us that it's not even health-wise to take fingerprint of a baby. So what they did was that they launched it, but there was a technical issue in terms of issuing the pins,
The
numbers to the kids. So when I assumed office, I convened a technical meeting with all the stakeholders, Ghana Health Services, Gender Ministry, and other people. So the technical proposal is ready. Everything is ready. We've put it into our 2026 budget, and we hope to kickstart it next year, God willing, where every child that is born at a hospital, that child will be issued an identification number, and that identification number will travel with him or her throughout his life in the country. You know, the whole thing is that the identity day is that at no point should anybody be invisible in the country. Everybody should be known. So once we issue the identification number, you are tied with your parents because we can't issue you the PIN. When you get to 5 years, you can go and register, 6 years, sorry, you can go and register and get your Ghana card.
That time or at that age,
By that time, your fingerprints
may
has
have
been developed.
Yes.
Yes.
Those who don't have, what you call them, disability, those with disabilities
Yes.
or physically challenged persons.
Yes.
How do they do the identity? I've been thinking about it, but I
Yes,
really don't
yes,
know
yes,
how. Because you always say, use your thumb, bring
Yes,
your thumb.
yes.
Print it. So what did they do?
So in our verification process, what we do is that it's either your fingerprint or your facial.
Okay.
So those people who are not fingerprint, they are not exempted from registering. They can still register. At least your head is there.
Yeah, but that-
So you can take a picture of your face and use your face as a facial recognition anytime you want to do verification.
Even if you are visually impaired.
No, we don't. The physically impaired, those ones are for the iris. But your face alone,
the face
the
alone.
face alone can be taken to do verification. Because you remember, if you go to the bank or any other service, all that they need is your PIN number to verify from the system. So once they enter your PIN number, then they ask you to do the facial. So the facial, they do it to compare the PIN number you're given against the NI system to check whether you are the true owner or not. And let me state here, you know, we are doing the Identity Day, and one thing that has come up strongly is the photocopying of our Ghana card. I'm sure you've heard it yourself.
Yes.
A lot of banks and other institutions, when you go there to access their services, what they do is that where's your Ghana card? You take it from them. Then all that they do is they photocopy it and put it on file.
So I actually confronted my banker recently when I went to the bank. He said, your Ghana card. I said, you're not supposed to be taking my...
Exactly.
So he laughed it off, actually, because we have quite a good relationship.
Yeah.
But I was like, don't laugh. You're
Yes.
not supposed to be taking my card.
Yes. In fact, those who have been taking photocopies of the Ghana card, they do it at the risk of their own,
wow.
again, that customer themselves. Let me explain here. You know, in identification, there are 3 steps. We have the identification, verification, and authentication. Now, if you, Annie, you come to me and you give me your Ghana card, I look at the picture on the Ghana card and I look at your face. It's similar. At that stage, I have identified you.
Yeah.
That you are holding this card, but I have not established your identity or confirmed your identity. Now, the next step is that maybe I will enter your Ghana card into my system and check into the NI system to check whether the card is
Valid.
authentic or not. Once it goes into the system and says it's valid or successful, at that point, I've established that the card you are holding is authentic from NIA. I have still not established your identity. The only way I can establish your identity is through biometric verification, either the facial or the fingerprints. Once I've done that, that is when I have established your identity. So if you look, during the SIM card registration, there was this notion that you are using your Ghana card to do the they are authentic, they're taking your fingerprint. They were not verifying the fingerprint from NIS system. They were only doing the second step, that was the verification, where they were entering the Ghana card number, where they were entering only the Ghana card number into the system to verify whether the card number exists or not. So that caused the problem. That's why if you heard the Honorable Minister saying that now we may have to do the SIM card registration again, it's valid because we never verified biometrically verified from NIS system. It was never done.
The real identities of the holders
we were
of the
only
cards.
we were only doing what we call the verification. The real biometric verification was not done. And what the minister wants to do this time is that he wants to do it in such a way that it will be a comfort at the home. You can sit at home and do your SIM card registration without going to join long queue. So last month we met as a technical team, NCA, and we are looking at how we can do that so that we don't bring the discomfort to Ghanaians again, so that nobody go and join long queue to do it all over again.
So are we working on a system like that?
Yes. The system is being worked on, and I'm sure the appropriate quarters, that is NCA and the Ministry of Communication, will come and work on it to solve it.
So just take me through, how's it going to be like if I have to re-register my SIM? What is it going to be? I'll be in the comfort of my zone, my home, pick my phone. Then enter my credentials.
Yes,
so
but that's why I said,
link.
That's why I said that one lies solely. We are just going to help them do the verification. So that kind of the architecture and everything will be explained by the Ministry of Communication.
Yes.
With their agents, that is the NCA. They will come out and give you how the architecture will look like. But NIA will just going to give them the support and API to do the verification of the Ghana card. That is where our mandate will end. We will not develop the system for them.
Okay. So you mentioned something about updates.
Yes.
There are those who also want to update their cards.
Yes.
So there are people who have called me, my age is not correct. Can I change it? My this or that. I say, I don't know.
Okay.
So all those people fall under updates.
Yes, an update. It's only not only updates, it's going to be update any information that you want to do. But the updates that will affect that we will have to reprint the card for you. Because if you look at the card, the surface of the card, there are certain information that is not displayed on the card. If any other information that will affect, like your name, your date of birth, all of them, if it will affect it, we may have to reprint it for you. Now, here is the case. If you are going to do an update of name, you have to first go and swear an affidavit and get it gazetted and take it to any of our district centers or premium centers for you to get it done for you. And as I stated, if you are doing it at the premium centers, it's 420. It's 355. And if you are doing it at the district, it's 60 cedis. Now, date of birth is very, very crucial here. If, Annie, you go and register for your Ghana card and your date of birth was 1955, then the following day, you go and do birth certificate and make it 1966, and you bring it to NIA to change it for you, we will not do it because your Ghana card is older than the birth cert. So people should take note of it. Unless you are able to go and bring in your BEC certificates. You know BEC, you have your date of birth on it. By that time, you didn't have any intention of changing your date of birth.
Yes, but that time, people also had challenges with their parents who necessarily didn't even know they couldn't read, couldn't write. They are just there.
So how did you establish your date of birth now? If your parents
there are a lot of people who don't know their ages today.
Yes, so if it's your parent, only your parent will be able to give you your date of birth. So if
your parents don't read, they don't write, they didn't know their dates.
So how do you now know the correct date of birth?
They don't know.
No, you are saying that your parents couldn't give you the correct date of birth.
So they just decided to choose any dates.
So by now, how do you know the correct date of birth? So for example, let me use myself.
So it means that the person should leave it like that.
Yes, let me use for example. If my parents gave me the date of birth that I'm 1955, my parents didn't know anything. They gave me 1955. Today, I want to go and change it to 1966. Who gave me that? My now date of birth is 1966. Is it the same parent or me now have decided to choose the correct date of birth for me? So it won't work that way. So that's why we are trying to do the age 0 to 5. So that the moment you are born, your date of birth is already known in the NIA system. So that there will be this change of date of birth. And most of them are using it to do football age.
Yeah.
In
the coming generation, it will all be fizzled out, I guess.
As we were sitting at the receptionist, I had a call from someone telling me that he wants to go and do the Ghana. And I asked, what is the issue? He said that, he wants to go and change the date of birth. And I said, what is your correct date of birth? He said 1961. So what is the game? He said, you want to change it to 1966. Why? So what is your correct date of birth? You say 1961. Why do you want to change it to 1960s? You've gotten a job abroad, so you want to change it. When you come to NI, we won't do it for you. Yes. And if any of our staff is found to do that, we have a CID unit at the NIL office. We will hand you over to them.
It's a criminal offense,
yes.
A civil
exactly.
offense.
So we will hand you over to them.
How about those, let's speak for those who are in the villages, they are not having any bank transactions, they don't have any business with the banks, they just don't have any formal need for use of the card.
Yes.
And so, I mean, people
now
like that.
You have a formal need of the card because now your NHIS number is your Ghana card. Now, if you're going to do NHIS, they don't print any card for you again.
For NHIS?
Yes, you don't print any card for you again. It's your Ghana card that you need to do it. So everybody will need it, unless you don't want to access the NHIS. But if you're going to register per the law that established the NIA, it's either use your birth cert or your passport or any of your relative. One person who has already registered into the Ghana system, he can also guarantee for you. Or two senior people in the community, they can come out and also do the registration and vouch for you that you are the owner of the person. We know you to be Ghanaian, so we can register you. And don't forget that we are mandated to register both Ghanaians and foreigners living in Ghana. So that's our main mandate that we are doing now. And even Ghanaians abroad. And yes, Ghanaians abroad. And
now that you mentioned foreigners, how are you solving the problem with foreigners hiding under having been here for so long and then also having Ghana cards and things? Some of them speak Twi now, you know, so
yes,
you can't
some
really
of them,
tell.
yes, but once you register, you go through an interview process. So the interview process, our people have been trained to establish your real identity. So you go through the interview process where they ask you your mother, where they were born, your father, where they were born, and ask certain questions that you may, if you are not really a Ghanaian, you'll be fished out. And once we get to, a lot of them have been prosecuted. I think last 2 weeks or last month, a Nigerian was prosecuted for 6 months in prison for able to get a Ghana card illegally. And some of our people are also aiding some Ghanaians. They've taken it as a kind of a cash cow.
Yes.
Because when you're going to register for the foreigners, it's $50 for West African countries, 60 for non-African, other African countries, and $120 for those outside Africa.
Wow.
So if I'm a foreign, if I'm to pay $60, and I'll get it free with a Ghanaian aiding me, why don't I go for that option? So those are some of the things. And we've recently had a conversation with Ghana Immigration Service, and they are ready to deploy all their staff to.
But if we get a Ghanaian who's been aiding and abetting, of course, he also
Yes.
Okay. The National Identification Authority has taken a drastic step of disconnecting the Ghana Revenue Authority from the Identity Verification Service platform due to the GRA failure to settle 376 million debt. I've had interviews on that many times. Where are we?
Good news is that their board chairman, when the news came out, reached out to my board chairman too. And so we've reached their commissioner to also reach out to me. Last week I was with him. So we've set up the roadmap with a joint technical committee to look into the figures. And we are hoping that by close of this month, everything will be sorted and they'll be connected back.
So we still have not concluded whether they owe or they don't owe.
Oh, they owe. They've accepted they owe.
Have they admitted
yes,
they owe?
Yes, they've admitted that they owe. But it's just that the figures...
So what was all that fight about?
So they just admitted about the figures that we want both parties to sit down and just reconcile. So that's what we are doing. We are now. So I'm hoping that by close of this month. In fact, they've even reached us yesterday. We've received a letter from them. They want to partner with us in the informal sector, how they can collect tax and other things. So so we are going to have a lot of business with them, and hopefully this time
we also gathered reports, you know, on how it was costing Ghana, taking them off the, plugging them out of the NI system.
Yes.
We were having reports of millions of dollars being lost at the ports and stuff like. Oh, what was that? What was that? Did you check? Have you understood the consequences of it? Because in my mind, I was thinking, if an institution knows that if it takes this level of action, this is how much it's going to cost the whole country, then it's not worth it.
Because the other issue too is that imagine if NI goes down now, there's going to be a lot of issues, and we need funds to do those things. And the good
But
thing is that
I'm sure it was not because they owe. I'm sure it was because they were challenging and arguing that they owed you. We weren't at a point where NIA was going to go down because of the death of VRA.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
GRA.
I understand on that part. But what happened is that when I assumed office, I wanted to let us know our receivables. In fact, Parliament has even queried us, why is it that our receivables are so huge? They are not the only institution. NHIA and Passport and some banks. And I have this thing, I've even authorized for some banks to even be disconnected next week. Because, well, yes, because what is happening is that if we don't go after our money, it means that if anything happens, I'm going to be held responsible. So we have to, the bank, we went to public interest. They said our receivables are too many. Our receivables are too many because if a company is owing $58 million, others owing you $22 million, some banks owing you $1 million, because we bill them every month and they think that they can still be using it and not paying us. So we are taking the drastic decision.
So how did they end up owing you so much or as much?
You know, for the banks, you pay us 645 cedis, I think, every month per branch.
For being on the system.
On the system. And it's unlimited. For example, for the banks, they can
So being on the system means that they can have access to the system and do verification and stuff like that.
You can have only access when they are the presence of the person. So, for example, you cannot have access in the absence of the person.
That's why they are not supposed to be taken and be photocopying.
Yes. You can only have access of the person's data when a person is present. So when you go to the bank, if you're not at the bank, they cannot access your data from NIA. It is only when you get there, that is when you give your consent that, yes, biometrically verify me for me to access your banking service. And anytime you do that verification, there's a timestamp on it, which goes to Bank of Ghana. At any point of time, Bank of Ghana can write to NIA, NIA, please, I need this timestamp. Can you fetch me the details of that person, the time he visited, all the banks that he has visited and everything. And we will issue you that details to BOG. I remember when I posted that we are amending some of our laws, and we are now moving to the permanently under the Ministry of Interior and integrated with national security. I think when this story came up, people were saying that, hey, that means that the security services are going to have access to your data. No, they are not going to have any access to your data. What that means is that they can only have access to your data when you are present to verify and confirm that you are the true owner of the person who wants to give your consent for them to access your data. So it is not a blanket check for once you are integrated into our NIA system. I can sit down and say that Anyampofo, I want to check where she stays and all those. No, it's not like that.
The what's it called? The banks that are likely to face your consequences.
Yes.
You want to put their names out?
No, we've written to them. We've written to them.
What has been the response so far?
We've not received any response from them so far. So.
Oh, really?
No, the letters went, I think, last Friday. And I've not been in the office because of this identity day. So we are hoping that if by a close of, I think it's supposed to be disconnected by 1st October. So if by then they've not paid, we will disconnect them. Because we need to get the money to run their offices.
Interesting. You sent out the letters last week.
Yes.
And by
We're giving them enough time by 1st of October. If they've not paid, we will disconnect them.
All right. Our time is up. Sir, please, any information you want to add as far as the NIA is concerned?
I wanted to give a brief background to NIA, where we started and where we are now. But I think because of time, I cannot go further into it. But I wanted to say that NIA did not start today. It started far back in 2007. You know, I've worked in NIA.
Yes.
And I've worked through all the executive secretaries. So
as an IT specialist?
I was first the technical officer there.
Okay.
Then I moved to being the head of technical services. Then moved to be the head of systems. So until my appointment was terminated in 2017, I was the head of systems there. That was the time we have done the factory acceptance for the new system and everything until it was launched last year. But I think one thing that I wanted to say about our welfare, the staff welfare, which is very not good at all.
Staff welfare.
The staff welfare, their
That's
salary.
Why you're disconnecting people.
But even that money, when we take it, it's not enough to win ourselves from government payroll.
Okay.
I think there was 20% operational allowance that was outstanding since last year. NIA was paying from IGF, but Ministry of Finance asked that in 2025 we should factor it into our 2025 budget. So it was done, but I think the issue was because we moved from OGM, Office of Government Machinery, to Ministry of Interior. So there was this, they didn't know where the money was. That was why I think you heard that people went on strike. I was out of time. I had to quickly come back and solve the issue. So lucky, they've paid them. The last time I met them, I said that when you wanted to go on strike, you informed the media, and the media made a lot of noise about it. But you've received the money since July.
You haven't spoken to the
media. You haven't spoken to the media that now NIA has paid you. So, but all the same, we are working. Their migration, they've not received promotion and other things. We are working hard, and one of the things that I want to achieve with the NIA is to win ourselves from government payroll, so that we can even pay ourselves and even get some money
from
to IGF. So we are looking at various revenue models. So we now have a business development unit head there who is looking at the various models to see how we can generate money and even give government some kind of money to do. And one thing that we are also doing is the e-wallets. Very soon, what will happen is that you can use your Ghana card to perform transactions, make some payment. I think that was what I posted online when I assumed office, and people didn't understand that. I said your Ghana card will be linked to your bank account. They thought, yes. You remember they were all backlash I said that no. What I said was for us to use the your Ghana card as a means of making transactions or making payments. And we are almost there, and we are hoping that by next year we'll be able to launch that. So once we launch it, it means that we are heading towards the cashless system. That means close to about 90 million people can perform transactions without using the physical currency. So that's where we are now. And I thank you very much. I thank greetings to management again, my hard-working management members, and to the staff of the authority, the governing board, and my minister, Honorable Muntaka. He's been a fantastic minister for us. So I thank you, all of them.
We thank God for his life.
Yes, we thank God for his life.
Wisdom Kweku Deku is actually the Executive Secretary for the National Identification Authority. So happy Identification Day. That's what it is.
ID Day.
ID Day.
Yes.
Oh, that's nicer. That's sexy. Happy ID Day. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
We'll have you again, I'm sure, to see the updates and the
yes,
progress you're making.
Thank you.
And well done
Thank you.
with your office. All right, this is what time will allow us. My name is Ania Fompo. Thanks for watching.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Where is she? She's gone.
Even if everyone should lie to me, why did you join them? I thought you loved me. You have always been there for me, protecting me from the hands of my mother. Why couldn't you tell me the truth?
What will you have me do?
Tell the truth. That is what I expect from you.
Look there. Mom and Dad felt it was the right thing to do. They were only protecting you.
Protecting me from who? My own mother?
Yes. They were protecting you from the woman you're supposed to call a mother. Look there, the whole thing started the day you came back from school with a result that you came first in the class.
Mommy, I came first! Ah, shit to me! And so? You came first, I should start jumping. Janet, why would you do that? You
You should be happy for her, not to be this hoster.
Please take this thing out of here.
Don't you ever call her a thing. She's your child.
She is not my child. This object of misfortune can never be my child. Oh, you are happy you came first in class, right? Why you ended mine? See, Rita, please take this thing out of here before I kill her.
Come and kill her now. Come and kill her. Fool.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Or what? Or what? Shameless thing.
And remember, as at that time, Janet was pregnant with you. The look I saw on Janet's face that night got me uneasy. I decided to check up on you before going to sleep. What I saw that night changed the fate of everything that is happening right now.
What was that?
Leave her!